This is GoMath, Chapter 4, Division, the mid-chapter review. Choose the best term from the box to complete the sentence. A number that is a product of a number and a counting number is called a multiple. Numbers that are easy to compute mentally are called compatible numbers. When a number cannot be divided evenly, the amount left over is called the remainder. Number 4. The directions say divide. Draw a quick picture to help. So we have 26 divided by 3, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. The reason I did 3 rows is because my divisor is 3, so that's 3. And this whole picture right here is a group of 26. So now I'm looking for how many groups of size 3, or 3 in each group, in 26. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of size 3. And I have one little group left over here with only 2 in it. So I have 8, remainder of 2. And if I use multiplication to check that, I would say 8 times 3 is 24. And then 24 plus the 2 left over gives me 26. So that's my answer. The next problem, I have 19 divided by 4, so I'm going to draw a quick picture. I'm going to use 4 rows because my divisor is 4, my dividend is 19. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is the 4, and my whole group is 19, so I'm dividing. So 4 times what number is going to give me that whole group of 19? Looking for how many groups of size 4, there's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups of size 4. So I probably should move that. 4 groups of size 4, and I have 1 group left over, so that's a remainder of 3. So if I check that, I have 4 times 4, which is 16, and 16 plus my remainder of 3 gives me 19. So that's the check for multiplication. Use basic facts and place value to find the quotient. So I'm using basic facts. I have 810 divided by 90. I'm looking for that basic fact, something I would see on a flashcard, and that's 81 divided by 9. And that's not just 81, that's 81 tens. So 81 tens divided by 9, 81 divided by 9 is 9, and because they're tens, the answer, the quotient would be 90. The next problem, 21 tens, or 210 divided by 7. So 21 divided by 7 is 3, but that's 21 tens, so the answer is 30. This one looks a little trickier because I have to actually use one of those zeros for my compatible fact. And 30 divided by 6, and that's 30 hundreds. 30 divided by 6 is 5, and because it's hundreds, I have 500 as my quotient. Next problem. This section says use compatible numbers to estimate the quotient. So we're just looking for an estimate, not an exact answer. When we're looking for compatible numbers, we're looking at what would I consider a basic fact. So 9 times what is closest to, not 6 in this case, but 63 tens. 9, I know that 9 times 7 is 63, so I'm going to go with that basic fact. And so because that is 635, it's not just going to be 7, but it's going to be 70, so that's my estimate. Here, if I count by 5s, I count by my multiples of 5, and I count by that, I'm going to end up with 5 times 8 is 40. And so that's 41 tens divided by 5. That would be 8, and annex the 0 for 80. Now I have 490 divided by 8, so I'm looking for what's my closest basic fact, or my multiple of 8 that's closest to 49. And I know that 8 times 6 is 48, and 8 times 7 is 56, so this one's closer. So I'm going to use the 6, because that's 49 tens. I'm going to say the estimate is 60. So that's those three problems. Now we're going to use grid paper or base 10 models to model the quotient and then record the quotient. I'm going to go ahead and use a combination of both of these. For the first one, I'm going to use base 10 models. So I have 63 divided by 3. 63. I'm going to use just drawings really quickly. There's my 6 tens, and here's my 3 ones. And my divisor says that I'm going to look for, I'm going to put this into 3 groups. So I'm going to put this into 3 groups, and those are equal groups. So there's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups when I divide my 10s. So in each of these, I've got 20 in each of those groups. And then in each of these groups, I can put 1, 1. So each of my groups would have 21 in it. So there's 1 for that one and 1 for that one. So 63 divided by 3 is 21. Now let's try using the grid model for this next one. So here is a grid that has, this is a total of 85 in this grid. And I'm doing 85 divided by 5. I have rows, I have 5 rows, and I want to see how many are in each row, or how many groups of 5. So you can do this different ways. One thing I'm going to do is, if I can divide this into, using the distributive property, divide this into something easier to compute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to make a line here, because this group is 50. Okay, so I know 5 times 10 is 50, and this should kind of recalling right there the area model that you used in multiplication. So if the total of this group is 85, and I've just used 50, that means this total group is 35. Well, what number times 5 gives me 35? And that answer is 7. So 5 times 10 plus 7 should give me my quotient. And what is 10 plus 7? That is 17. So 85 divided by 5 is 17. So when I go back over here to check that out, I'm going to say 17 times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Carry the 3. 5 times 1 plus 3 is 8. So that's 85. And it checks, and I know I have that problem right. Let's try this strategy one more time with 8 divided into 168. 168 divided by 8. So let's think about this. I have 8, and this total rectangle is worth 168, right? So I think I like 10, so that's good. So if this is 8, 8 times 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one group. And this total group is 80. And 8 times what gives me 80? Well, I know that's 10. So that's one group. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, there's another group of 80. And I know that 8 times 10 gives me 80. And then I have this last group, and this last group is worth 8. Well, 8 times what gives me 8? And that's 1. So when I look at all this, I have 10, 20, and 1. So 168 divided by 8 is 21. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over here. And then I'm going to check my work to make sure I'm right. 21 times 8, because multiplication and division are inverse operations. 8 times 1 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. So I know I'm correct. I check my answer. Alright, we'll move on to the second part of this, and I hope you do the work for page 234 and then log back on to see the video with the correct answers.